Dear students, today we'll discuss about drought and plant stress physiology. As you know that population on earth is continuously increasing. In 2024, according to one survey, there is a population of 8 billion and it is estimated that in 2048 that will be around 9 billion. So there is 4 times higher or increase in world population. That increase in population causes some kinds of stresses to the earth. So adverse situations that create mental and emotional strains is known as stress. Unfavorable conditions that affects or blocks the plant's metabolism, growth and development, we can say that this is basically stress. As I have mentioned in previous lectures that there are two kinds of stresses. One is the abiotic stress and second one is the biotic stress. In abiotic stress, today we'll discuss about water stress, which is also known as drought stress. Look at the picture and tell what you observe. Here in this picture and in this picture, these pictures are clear illustration that there is severe water shortage. These are also the pictures which are representing the severe or scarcity of water. So what we can say that whenever there is an availability of water which is required by the plants, and that unavailability could be physical or that could be physiological. In physical drought, where there is insufficient rainfall or there is high temperature. So in case of physiological drought, there is water is present physically but not available for the plants because of there is an imbalance in ions. That could be because of salinity or there could be osmotic regulations which enable the plant, which make water unavailable for the plant. So in that case we said in that situation plant is under physiological drought. Land is barren and covered in thin dust, cracked appears on the earth. That kind of land is called as drought. If we talk about worldwide scenario, around 35% of the world agricultural land is affected from the drought, and 26% of the arable land is prone to drought. 50% of the world agricultural productivity is limited because of this problem, and due to drought and desertification, each year around 12 million hectares are lost, and where 20 million tons of grains could have been grown. So, what do you mean by drought? The word drought instantly brings image of dry, parched land when there is no rainfall, there is failure of the crop growth, there is starvation and bad living conditions to our mind. In simple terms, drought is a condition of acute scarcity of water, food, fodder and employment due to scanty rainfall in that particular area. Are we all vulnerable to drought? Yes, it is most widespread disaster around the world and around 70% of the cultivatable land. Often people do not react to drought like they do to other sudden disasters such as earthquakes, cyclones and floods, since drought conditions develop over a period of time and without immediately perceptible changes to the environment. So, drought we can say that slow onset disaster. How a drought starts? A drought starts when total rainfall is below an average of for several months. Other signs of drought include wet, dry soil, trees have a sign of drying, and weather getting hotter and hotter. So there are various causes of drought. First cause is deficiency of rainwater. Second major cause is deforestation, third is the soil erosion, and fourth one is global warming. Here is the earth, and there is the ozone layer, and because of a hole in the ozone layer, there is rapid increase in the temperature on the earth. This has increased temperature or average temperature on earth and caused the climate change to the earth's atmosphere and also causing the drought. So, why drought tolerance in plants? There are certain requirements that plants, certain adaptations that plants make themselves tolerant to the drought. First of all, how the drought affects the plant growth and development. If we talk about the plant growth and development, there is reduced seed germination, seedling establishment by hypocotyl length and cell growth that severely or negatively affected because of drought. If we talk about yield traits, then there is reduced number of tillers, spikes, number of grains, and grains per weight. There is severe reduction in the yield under drought conditions. Photosynthesis, because water is not available and water is an important component for the process of photosynthesis, so there will be reduction in the photosynthesis. When there is no photosynthesis, there is no assimilates preparations, and there could be oxidative damages. So, in a short, we can say that drought basically negatively affect on plant growth and total yield by decreasing the leaves absorption of photosynthetic active radiations and reduce the radiation use efficiency and minimize the harvest index. This is the drought stress induced several changes at morphological, physiological and biochemical level. If we talk about drought, then at morphological level, you can say morphologically that there is reduced in leaf size because of drought effect. Why they reduce their size? So that there is less area for the transpiration. With drought, there is also wilting of the wilting of the leaves, and that also results in the necrosis, cell death, and because of drought, there is reduced fruit size and yield because the cell size is reduced in under drought conditions. If we talk about the molecule changes, then induced genome-wide changes in the DNA methylations. As a result, gene expression will be changed. And if we talk about physiological and biochemical changes, there will be reactive oxygen species production, there will be oxidation activities, lots of oxidation activities in the drought conditions. Enzymes will be deactivated or inactive, and reduced photosynthesis and protein content under drought conditions. So, water deficit affects on plant performance. Here I have said there are morphological, physiological and biochemical changes. In case of morphological changes, as I have told that there is stunted growth or plants will be dwarf, there will be early maturity, leaf area reduction, leaf rolling or wilting activity, stomatal positions will be changed, loss of leaf hairs, leaf waxiness, leaf color and leaf angle will be affected. These are some morphological changes which occurs under drought conditions. If we talk about physiological changes, there is because of closure of stomata, photosynthesis will stop, and there is decrease in stomatal conductance, decrease in transpiration rate, enhanced water use efficiency, and reduction in the water assimilation stops, and cellular capillary movement will be ceased. At biochemical level, if we talk about biochemical changes, then Robisco efficiency will be ceased, photochemical efficiency decline, there will be more rose production, oxidative damages, and so on. This is also indicating about the drought stress responses. These are also drought responses that decline in photosynthesis and other processes and finally reduces the yield. If we make improvement in drought stress response, then there could be improvement in the yield. This is also a picture which is indicating that how the growth stage is affected with the physiologically and morphologically with the drought stress. As I have told that drought has severe effects, and what kind of droughts are there? So there are three main types of drought: meteorological drought, hydrological drought, and agricultural drought. Meteorological drought is generally defined as comparing the rainfall in a particular place at a particular time. This happens when the actual rainfall in area is significantly less than the climatology mean of that area. Meteorological drought leads to soil moisture and always has an effect on crop production, while hydrological drought is associated with the effect of low rainfall on water levels in reservoirs, rivers, and lakes. This type of droughts are noticed sometimes after a meteorological drought. A hydrological drought change in water level affects just ecosystem, while agricultural drought occurs when there is not enough water for a crop to grow at a particular time. This type of drought doesn't depend only on the amount of rainfall, where water is used carelessly for irrigation and other purposes. This kind of drought is very important, as if water is not available for the crop to grow, then this will affect the yield negatively. Thank you.